Hi, welcome back to the Calm Place. This episode's title is You Don't Need More Motivation, You Need Fewer Expectations. In the last episode, we talked about how consistency doesn't come from discipline, it comes from compassion. From knowing how to return instead of starting over. But even when people understand that, there's something else that quietly gets in the way. And it's something most people don't question: expectations. A lot of people are not struggling because they lack motivation. They're struggling because everything they try to do feels heavier than it needs to be. Not because the thing itself is hard, but because of what they've attached to it. When someone sets a goal, it's rarely just a goal. It quickly becomes, I need to do this consistently. I need to do this well. I need to prove something. I need this to work. And without realizing it, a simple action turns into pressure. Now it's not just, I'm going to do this thing. It's, this thing has to mean something about me. And the moment it starts carrying that kind of weight, it becomes harder to approach. That's where motivation starts to disappear. Not because the desire is gone, but because the experience of doing the thing is no longer light. It feels evaluated. This is why people can genuinely want something and still avoid it. Because wanting something and feeling safe doing it are not the same thing. When expectations get too heavy, your brain starts associating the action with pressure. And just like we talked about before, your brain resists pressure. Instead of moving toward the thing, people hesitate. They overthink, they wait until they feel ready, but readiness often doesn't come when something feels loaded. It comes when something feels simple enough to begin. That's why reducing expectations can create more progress than increasing motivation. When the pressure drops, the resistance drops with it. So instead of thinking, I need to do this perfectly, you can think, I'm just going to show up today. Instead of this needs to lead somewhere, you can think, this is something I'm choosing to do. And that shift changes the relationship with what you're doing completely. Because now the action is no longer tied to your identity, to an outcome, or to any pressure. It's just something you're engaging with. And when something feels like that, it becomes easier to return to. Which brings us back to consistency. Consistency becomes natural when actions feel approachable. And actions feel approachable when they're not carrying unnecessary weight. This is also why some people seem effortlessly consistent. It's not that they have more motivation, it's that they're not turning everything into a test. They allow things to be small, they allow things to be imperfect, and they allow things to exist without immediately needing a result. And because of that, they're able to keep going, without burning out, without constantly stopping and restarting, just with steady movement. Over time, that kind of movement creates more progress than intense bursts ever could, because it lasts. So if something feels hard to stay consistent with, it's worth asking a different question. Not how do I force myself to do this, but what expectations have I added that are making this feel heavier than it actually is? Because most of the time, the path forward isn't about becoming more intense, it's about becoming lighter. And when things feel lighter, you don't need as much motivation to just keep going. You just move. Thank you. I love you. Talk to you soon.